leader doing in this movie? Are they seriously going to make this guy the bad guy in part 2? But I'll get back to that later. Oh, and you also get to see Bruce Banner, Edward Norton, turn into the Hulk, which is pretty cool. I kind of felt like I was watching Frankenstein when they were showing that scene. It was pretty cool. Well, after that, you get to see the birth of the Abomination. What happens is he has all that super soldier serum in him, and then he ends up mixing in Hulk's blood to make him the Abomination. The design of Abomination, which was good. I liked the way they did the feet and the arms. I liked the chest. There was actually two things I did not like about the whole design. He doesn't have any ears. Why did they take away his ears? And in a way, the Abomination in this movie looks nothing like the one from the comics, which is a good thing because the one in the comics looks ridiculous. The creature in the comic books looks like that thing from the Black Lagoon, with the fish ears and the fish hands and all that. So I'm glad they stayed away from that. But it would have been pretty cool if they had kept the ears, like from the comics, the whole fish fin ears or whatever. So I mean, in a way, then that way they could have said, you know, they're respecting the source material, but they're making their own thing. That was like the only thing I found cool on the Abomination were the fish ears. But, you know, that was my only criticism to that. They did make the Abomination hella cool. The whole spine sticking out in the back and the bones sticking out of the elbows and the shins and shit, that was cool. He freaking stabs Hulk in the chest with his elbow. I mean, who doesn't love that? And the only second thing I have to say about that is apparently turning into the Abomination makes you a eunuch because you have no cock and no balls. I understand the movie was PG-13 and all, but, I mean, they could have had him wear some shorts or something. Why? How come he turns into Abomination all of a sudden? You know, he doesn't have reproductive organs anymore. I could take a gigantic 9-foot-tall Abomination with a swinging cock around, okay? We're all adults here. I know children are going to go see the movie, but they could have made him wear some shorts or something. I mean, poor Tim Roth, man. Could you imagine that? Okay, I'll turn you into this supermassive creature, but you're going to have to say goodbye to your balls. I wouldn't want to turn into that. The only other thing that I have to say about the Abomination was he had some really fucking corny one-liners throughout the whole fighting scene at the end. Bring me a real fight! Any last words? Is that all you've got? You do not deserve this power! It is all over. Now watch them die! I mean, just shit like that. It was so fucking corny. I don't know. Why? It was just fucking corny. Although, on the other hand, the lines that Hulk said, Hulk smash, leave me alone, and all that shit, that was good. I nearly crapped my pants when I heard him say, Hulk smash! Oh, and the whole thing where he takes a police car and he breaks it into two and turns them into boxing gloves. Total reference to the video game. Fucking awesome. Also, I love the fact that he keeps the Abomination alive at the end of the movie, which is respecting the source material. Which, I mean, just A-Bomb is one of the greatest adversaries to the Hulk, and the whole fact that he keeps him alive, which is great because then you can actually see him later on in the stuff that happened. There were times in the comic books where the Abomination and the Hulk actually teamed up, so that was a great idea. Unlike Spider-Man fucking 3 where they killed Venom! God, I'm still pissed off about that. Anyway, at the end, you have General Ross at a bar drinking himself stupid. Tony Stark comes in going, neener, 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 I told you so. And that's about it. The ending where he goes into that cabin, where is he, in British Columbia? What the hell is that, Canada or something? I don't know. Yeah, he's in a cabin and he's learned to master his breathing technique. And he manages to turn into the Hulk willingly. Which is kind of I guess it's a hint that he's going to be able to control his powers from now on. Maybe be himself while he is the Hulk, which would be cool. But, I mean, once I saw that and I knew that there was another ending where he goes to Alaska to kill himself and he sees Captain America, I was kind of disappointed they didn't show that, but what am I saying? I am still disappointed they're not showing that. I can't believe I'm going to have to wait until the DVD to see that. Now, I haven't seen that alternate ending that, you know, no one has seen, but I did have someone describe it to me, scene by scene, exactly what happens. You see him, like, doing that leaping thing he does, where he travels long distances by just taking huge leaps, right? So he just leaps his way into Alaska, and then once he gets to Alaska, he turns back into Bruce Banner, and he's all sobbing and crying and shit, and he gets up and he's just thinking about just, letting himself die, or I don't know, he has something in his hands or something. That friend of mine said he didn't really know. And he's in the middle of like a blizzard or something, so there's a lot of you can barely see in front of you or anything. And right before he's deciding to take his life, a shadowy figure comes up in front of him. You can act like remember that scene where he's in the warehouse and someone throws that flashbang grenade at him, and you see the Hulk's figure. Well, it's kind of like that during the blizzard, where you see the figure of Captain America, and he sees the figure, and then the movie just stops right there. That would have been really cool to see, but I guess we're gonna have to wait until the DVD to see that scene. Now, after seeing this movie, they're definitely gonna make a sequel to this, Incredible Hulk 2. Now, you do see the birth of the leader in this movie with Doc Samson getting the Hulk blood on his head and his brain is expanding. Honestly, I don't know if that's a good choice for a villain in the sequel. What I would like to see, and this is my recommendation to Hollywood for the next movie, is that let's have this whole thing where Tony Stark, Iron Man, is trying to capture the Hulk, and he doesn't really know the whole Hulk character. He doesn't understand what he's going through. So throughout the whole movie, it's this desperate chase, cat and mouse thing with the Hulk and Iron Man, where there are scenes where they have to confront each other, which would make some really awesome action scenes with Hulk and Iron Man. And I would like to see it maybe at the end of the movie he realizes that, hey, it's just this guy who who's stuck in the situation where you can't really help it, and making Tony Stark sympathetic to Bruce Banner, and then the whole Avengers thing goes on after that. That would make a good part 2, but I'm not sure about the leader. There's also lots of different other bad guys they can have. They can have Big Man from X Factor, or Big Guy from X Factor. It's kind of like an equal to the Hulk's powers. Definitely bring in a brawler. You don't want a guy like the leader to go against the Hulk, because the leader doesn't really have anything. I mean, Hulk is a big brute. He's a warrior. How are you going to match, a guy who's super smart against a guy who's super strong? The leader would be a great villain for someone like Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four. Then they would be, facing each other intellectually instead of brawn versus brawn, or brain versus brawn. Although, again, Marvel is going to be making the movie, so I guess I have little to fear. It's just, you need to have a character who's interesting enough, as like the Abomination was. Oh, I know a good idea. How about Hulk versus the Thing? That would be a great thing for the second movie. Kind of cross with the Fantastic Four. And, since Marvel Studios is in the spirit of rebooting movies that were not really done that good, maybe they should reboot the Fantastic Four franchise. Those movies were garbage. That would be pretty cool to see Ben Grimm versus Bruce Banner and just this crazy brawl in the middle of Times Square or something. Wouldn't you like to see that? Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. I do recommend you go see this movie. Go take out your kids, go take out your family, your old people, your dog, everyone. This is a really good movie. It's worth seeing. And all in all, I love this movie. So I'm Simon from Simon's Comic Review, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.